Oh man, it was a rough night. A rough night in
Yep.
South Florida sports. You know what's coming. You know it's coming every once in a while. You know what the end result is, and you're still just not ready for it. It still stings and it still hurts, and so that Hard Knocks was a tearjerker last night, dude. I'm telling you right now, that Hard Knocks last night.
Wow, dude.
I was
Wow.
crushed, Marcos.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Crushed. When they went, first of all, they did a dirty thing. HBO,
They knew.
you're a dirty bitch. I'm going to tell you something right now.
Whoa.
I'm sorry I have to be so crass about it, but it's true.
Whoa.
What they did last
Add
night.
that to your list, Marcos.
What
Yes,
they
man.
did last night, Leroy, with the all episode being about Jalen Phillips. Oh, what a great guy. I met Jalen Phillips' cat.
Oh,
His
yeah.
cat is adorable. And just his relationship with Bradley Chubb, and this kid's a star, and everybody loves Jalen Phillips. And you know what's looming. We all know what's going to happen. And even with you knowing what's going to happen, it couldn't have prepared you for how heart-wrenching it is, because they did this thing. Spoiler alert.
Oh.
They did this thing where like they do the play before the injury, but then they just kind of singularly focus on his legs.
Why did they do that?
Why did they do that?
How did they know?
What? And he just crumbles.
Wow.
And like even the Jets guys, like, are you right?
Yeah, immediately.
Immediately.
You good?
And he knew. He's just like, it popped. It popped. And the guy and his teammates are telling him, no, man, you're good. You're good. You're good. He goes, it popped. And then Mike McDaniel comes over, and then the waterworks start.
When the waterworks
I was done.
Oh,
I was
God.
done. I was done.
Oh,
I was done. And this is why Hard Knocks is maybe the greatest show on television, but sometimes television shows take you on a ride, and I was not prepared for what I watched last night.
Yep.
It was the worst night in South Florida sports history.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it's a little.
It was terrible.
It was
terrible. Terrible. You know, how about when Marino, who of course had a famed Achilles injury,
right?
He's like rubbing his shoulders in the locker room.
In that game.
You played in that game?
Yeah.
You were in the Marino Achilles game?
Yeah.
Wow. History. Part of history.
Imagine if Hard Knocks.
And you know who took over for Marino?
Bernie?
Scott Mitchell.
Oh.
Bernie broke his ankle in the same game.
That's what I remember from
The
that game.
same game?
For you guys.
Yeah. And Scott Mitchell's first pass, pick six.
No.
Oof.
Still didn't win.
It's just, I was not. They did a dirty thing yesterday, because I love this man now. I love Jalen Phillips even more than I love Jalen Phillips, especially with his cat, Mister.
Oh, yep.
What an adorable cat.
You say I like my cat more than I like all you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
So great, man. So great.
Because everybody's like, you're a cat guy?
Yeah. And how many times did they mention that? Oh, he gave up football due to the injuries.
Oh, they went through him medically retiring, and then they show his highlights with the cane. They took us on a Jalen Phillips journey.
This was his episode.
And this is only to break your heart at the end, because you're gonna, dude, Leroy.
How can they break your heart when you already know what happened?
Because, dude, it's cinematography. They took us on a journey.
Oh, God, dude. Stop
Leroy.
They took us on
a journey, dude.
Stop
Leroy,
it.
I swear to God.
We've been living with this dude down here for the last, 5 years?
No, but here's the thing. They had this conversation. Marcos, what about this part? When Mike McDaniel goes to Jalen Phillips before kickoff.
Oh, my God.
And he goes, hey, the world's going to know your name today. You're going to become a star. And I was like, oh, that's Goosey's. That's Goosey's. But then it's like reverse Goosey's, because you realize, oh, no.
Reverse Goosey's.
Because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. Like, imagine like and by the way, everybody was saying, he said at one point, Jalen Phillips said this. He goes, I'm like pitching a perfect game right now. Don't even touch me. Wow. Don't even touch me. And he was right. He was doing everything. Deflections, tackles for loss, got a sack at the near the end. All for it to just like that. Cruel. It's a cruel world, man. It's a cruel world.
It was rough.
You go from the most dynamic thing on the football field, and then nobody looks tough on that stupid Achilles scooter.
Oh, no one.
Nope.
There's nothing you could do.
Nothing.
I think like the fact that it took time to settle. First, he was immediate with it. Something popped. Then, time settles. Everyone's like, no. And then once everyone kind of knows, there's a pause, and then he starts crying. And
God. And you know what, Leroy? You want to know what makes crying worse?
What?
Because you ever see a woman cry with mascara and like it just she's ugly.
Your
crying.
mascara ran?
Well, he had eye black on.
Just ran.
So it was just like the waterworks with the eye black, and it was tough. It was tough.
Can I just say this? Marcos, you're a jackass.
What?
The one text that goes through.
Yeah.
Clear.
Yep. No, I just wanted to secure that for later. Stephen A. Clay has been playing like hot trash. Yeah, Stephen.
Can you have a little respect for the moment and respect Jalen Phillips?
I mean, how long will it? Listen, I feel terrible. I feel bad for him. Okay, I really do. But okay.
Well, listen. I think that's because you come from a hardened football life.
It's not even that.
But it wasn't just
the reason why I feel terrible is because here's a young man that looked like he finally started coming to realization of who he is, what he can do on a football field.
Right.
And now it's just a matter of going out and do it. And he's battled some injuries and over the years, and it just seemed like everything when he came back earlier in the year, that every business had picked up for him. And so I feel bad because you want to see where this goes. You want to see how good he could be. And now it's gonna, now it's the comeback, right? Now we're gonna ask, can he get back to back to what he was when we don't know how high that ceiling was gonna go, because like he said, if he was pitching a perfect game.
Yep.
I mean, they couldn't touch him. So from that standpoint, that's why I feel bad.
Jalen Phillips,
you can get over injuries.
Jalen Phillips put out his own press release today, by the way, on Twitter or X, whatever. He said, surgery was a success. Day one of many. Prayer emoji. I'm built for this.
Hey.
Yeah.
He has declared surgery a success.
There's only one person that I've heard of in recent years where they said surgery didn't go well. Alex Smith.
Multiple surgeries didn't go well.
Multiple surgeries. But for the most part, they always come out and say surgery was a success. I don't think you know it until you start rehabbing.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So hopefully as he gets through the process of rehabbing, because, unlike a lot of stuff, you spend a lot of time off of your feet. When you have knee surgery, they want you walking as quick as possible so you don't atrophy. But this is a different type of injury. So you're going to be off your feet for a while to let it heal. And then it's the whole process of getting range of motion. And if you want to know what the most painful thing with any injury for an athlete is, it's not the surgery. It's not the pain after the surgery. It's the rehab and trying to get back your range of motion, because you got to tear through scar tissue.
Yeesh.
And that's the most painful thing.
Dade South, of course, caps off this segment by saying, Jalen Phillips and Tobin are nose brothers.
Okay.
Come on, man.
Did you hear when he said my mom cried on Dan Marino's shoulder?
Yeah, I did.
How cool is that, though?
I mean, Dan Marino's a great shoulder to cry on.
Of course.
They did show afterwards where his parents are there, and he
invited his family. It was a big game for him, man.
I know.
Isn't he from California too?
Yes.
Damn it, HBO.
Yes. The theater of this game and this Hard Knocks, was tough.
It was so crazy that they kind of covered the Javon Holland play for like 45 seconds.
Yeah.
Everything else was
which might have been one of the greatest plays.
One of the greatest plays.
He did get.
I mean, you know what it was though? It was like you can't truly appreciate that play unless you've seen the last 5 plays before that. And
I know.
Right. So when that's the ending to the half, after the previous 5 plays,
that was
it's
cool.
even more exciting.
It was cool because they showed, like, you kind of got to see Tua be, upset with his turnovers. Mike McDaniel doesn't sweat it at all. Like, he didn't care. He's just
You
like,
know who else was like that? The Greatest Show on Turf. Like, we don't care about turnovers. We don't care.
Yeah, he didn't care at all. And like Tua, you could even see like they still have to kind of go in and tell him, like, because he walks into the locker room at halftime and you can see he's got like a look on his face. Like, ugh. But Darryl Bevell goes, just keep shooting.
Yeah.
And so they didn't care about that at all, which I'm sure is the opposite of what it was with the previous coaching staff.
Well, he wouldn't have been in the game.
Probably. Oh, after the second one, they would have yanked him.
But I think that what that does is, like, a lot of quarterbacks throw, picks, and the coaches will give them the look, or maybe scold them a little bit or get on them about the turnovers. But then you get into a different frame of mind. You can't play that position afraid of turning the ball over. And I think that's where Mike McDaniel is with Tua, right? That's where the team is with Tua. Hey, don't stop being you, right? If it means that you throw a pick, okay, but you still have to be aggressive. Throw the ball in those tight windows. Make quick decisions, right? The most important thing for this offense right now is Tua's quick decisions, because that saves that offensive line that you've had to move around all year.
For sure.
And that is probably one of the most important aspects of that Dolphin offense, is the fact that Tua's not getting sacked because he's getting rid of the ball so damn quick. And if you make him hesitant, you expose your whole offense and not just that aspect of it. So I think they're doing a good job of keeping him aggressive and just letting him know, keep doing your thing. Because listen, it's the same offensive line from last year. Why does it seem like he ain't getting sacked?
We'll take a quick break. Back more to this.